everyone, it's your girl, My Gems.
And your boy, Tony Benjamin.
And we're back again on another episode of Drop Your Gems 252. We're back. We're talking about some choices, some good choices. We're talking about, where choices may lead you.
Yeah.
Just basically an overall rundown of our own opinion on how we perceive life and how experiences teach you a lot in life.
And communication.
Yes.
Relationships.
Yes.
And being in a positive state of mind.
We're going to talk about accountability, basically knowing where you stand and knowing how to move from that standpoint and not pointing the blame on others,
Yeah, we touch on a few good topics.
Be like, so what do you like to do? I mean, it's hard to be able to admit that you want to explore myself more and what else do I like? Because I realized that I don't like things that I like things until I don't. And it's like I realized, I liked it, but I liked it because it was based off what you or prefer and all that stuff. But then it's like, if I was to say I want to do this, you might look at me crazy, and it's like I don't want to be,
See, it depends on what's said. Like, I know, speaking for me personally, I'm pretty much willing to go as far as she's willing to go, but it has to be shit she like.
Okay, so she said.
But long as she ain't crossing none of my boundaries.
Okay, that's fine.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
you set yours, she set hers.
Yeah.
And then the everything else.
Everything else is out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
that makes sense. Right, because
You know what I'm saying? But all that comes with communication. You gotta communicate. You know what I'm saying? If you don't communicate, then it's, you know what I mean? You don't know what the fuck going on in there, and then both parties leave unsatisfied.
Yeah, communication is key because I'm really good at telling the motherfucker to get out. Or it's just, I'm just like, I understand the method of not telling and telling, because sometimes you can tell someone, sometimes nowadays, I ain't gonna lie, you cannot tell every man that their shit is not shit, okay? Because their ego can get crushed and they might want to retaliate and try to do everything in the world to try to hurt you based off their ego being crushed because you told them they were never what they assumed they were. And then the whole time it's like, well, why? And it's because it's like, on both parts, yes, it's my fault if I never expressed that I wasn't satisfied. And it's also, your fault for assuming.
I guess.
I don't know. Well, her fault for not expressing.
Yeah, that's something like.
That's something she needs to let him know.
Yeah,
but at the same time,
it's
you better have enough emotional stability and emotional
to be able to handle the communication.
To handle the truth. Now, sometimes you find yourself being with a bunch of women that have told you, have made you thought that you were, because they don't want to crush men's ego. So men keep going over and over and over, long and long, both vice versa.
Yeah.
But see, men can tell women easier than a woman can tell a man, because a man don't give a fuck sometimes. They'll just say whatever it go, because a woman they don't react as bad as a man would if a woman was to crush your ego. Truly, your ego is your pride and joy, and if it gets crushed, not saying you.
No, I'm just thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
If men are shooting women because they don't give them the number, they're
I mean, of course.
Those type of men.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? I get that.
Not saying that that person that she didn't tell was that type of person, but out of precaution to save any kind of disruption that could cause harm to her, she would just leave the situation. And sometimes, if you don't know how to read the room, you don't know how to read the energy, you don't know how to read the after effect, the in-between times, and if you can't read the person, you definitely don't know the person. Because if she's pretending, then you're in your ego anyways because you like to be stroked. And that's not just by that. You like to be stroked to the point where you feel like that's satisfying enough to not want to actually invest in finding out what really is satisfying, basically.
Legit. And then you have a lot of men who just don't give a fuck.
That's what I'm saying. Either you don't give a fuck, or
you give a fuck,
or you give a fuck, and the
or
ones
you
that
give a fuck tend to give too much of a fuck.
that part, the OD give a fuck. Like sometimes you give a fuck, you be like, damn, maybe I need to figure it out. You know, when I might be acting like I got it because, you know, they are boosting me so they can get something out of me. Whole time I'm not even that shit because, you know, and women do that to men all the time. They just
Legit.
they use them for whatever, and that's not saying everyone does that, but they if they're not satisfied with the relationship, they'll get satisfied with what they're getting out of it and go get sexually satisfied with somebody who does, who can, and that's wrong. That's wrong because, you know, I think being with someone that's really on your level takes patience, time, and it takes effort to receive that. And if you had it and you lost it, then you're going to have to wait another long time for you to receive that type of shit again. So you got to appreciate it. So I know in the in-between times, it's harder for you to just go and stick with just one person and think that's your person because you know that's not your person. You had a person, but you lost it. But, you know, and if you haven't met your person, you have a chance to get that person, but you know it still takes time to get to that person.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, I haven't met my person because yet I've been allowing the outside world to tell me where God already had my person. It's just like, he's like
outside influence.
Yeah.
Telling you what you
got all these distractions.
How you should be and
right.
How it should come to you, and that ain't God's plan. That ain't God's plan for you.
Yeah, you don't do what basically where this whole conversation is. It's like the difference between choosing to go against go where you know is right.
Yeah, trust the process.
Yeah, and it's like I know we have a thing with being impatient. That's just, like a lot of us are impatient. Sometimes we're not even knowing that our patience is being tested half the time. So, you know, you think you out here thinking you found your person because you went looking for them and you didn't. It wasn't divinely orchestrated in a sense. It's like, damn, I was out here searching. I'm on all these things. I'm out here at every party, at every outing, looking, hoping.
Oh man.
Praying.
And everybody done been through that type of time before. Like, you out here, you know what I'm saying, you lurking in the clubs, you at the bars, you know what I'm saying, you everywhere.
And the whole time you're not realizing that you poured all this love out to the outside, and the whole time the universe is like, well, when you gonna pour it into yourself? Because the more obsessed you come with yourself, the more you pull in those who want you just as much as you want yourself.
Right.
Instead of going after and waiting. Like, I had a problem with feeling, not knowing my worth, so I knew I was out here waiting, and then because I was impatient, I chose to break the ice when knowing damn well the game is being played right now. Sometimes, majority of the time, we don't even know we're in a game. We don't even know we're being played. We don't even know we're being tested at that very moment.
Facts.
So it's like, even when you meet someone now, this person could be like, okay, I'm going to see what they all about, but I'm going to test them first. Just like people failing now, they out here being mad because the nigga spent $50 at a burger joint when you just met and you guys went out for lunch. That's nothing. That's something to test. And if you decide not to go forward, that's okay. But if either way, it shows what you want, what you settle for
yeah, that's how it is. Like,
but I know.
Even if you don't know you're being tested, or, you know what I'm saying, it's all about being self-aware. If you're aware, being aware of yourself in every situation, and that'll help you to, what I'm trying to say here, make good decisions about the people and, you know what I'm saying, that you interact with.
Yep. When you're self-aware now, that's when you actually can see what you really want, because the more you love yourself, the more you pour back into yourself, the more you see what you deserve and what you need. And it's like, why would I settle for something less of me when I know I can have what I want? And we know when you get what you want, it takes years to build that relationship with yourself. It takes years to break through like trauma. It takes years to heal. It takes years to build. It takes years to do things. It takes you years to be successful, period. So
Right.
why wouldn't you think love would take years to build?
Yeah, everything takes time and it takes work and it takes faith.
Yeah, and it's like when you think you're jumping, you meet someone, and I'm only speaking from my own experience because I met plenty of people, and nobody taught me how to really pick and choose or pick and choose the guys that I should be dating, or nobody really gave me that guidance. And it's not their fault because nobody gave nobody gave them guidance. So I'm the one that's actually has to go through that and realize that I'm the one breaking those curses now in this generation, because now I'm more self-aware. Me being aware, that way I see where I fall at and where I need to fix the mistake that I made when I made that decision, because I made the decision based off being unaware about something. And every decision I make, I'm basing it off of level of what I know. And when I learned that what I know is what I don't know, I learned what I really do need to know in a sense. Like I don't know how to. It's like when I think I know, I learn that I don't know. And then I go back and realize, okay, now I know better because I thought I knew, but now I know what I know now. Because it's just like a teenager thinking they love who they love, and they don't know that's just the first stages of, some people do get high school sweetheart.
Yeah,
it happens, but everyone
relationships take work.
Facts, and everyone assumes that because everyone should have that, but that's not your story. That's their story, and you gotta know that it all comes with finding out what you really want, and this is part of the journey. It's all about experience, and it's all about basically, going through life as with the cards that you've been dealt with, and learning how to respond, learning how to,
to reflect.
Yeah.
Learning how to check yourself, so to speak, in every situation.
Learning how to even get to that point where you knowing that, those thoughts and those voices that those intuitive nudges, those gut feelings, and everything you were telling you was real. That moment when you meet someone, you think, oh, these are butterflies, but really it's a warning. It's a warning. It's like you've been here before, and yet you're confusing yourself with these butterflies with love, and that's not love. It's a warning, because love has a way of showing up in a funny way. It doesn't. Love comes when it's least expected. So you can't assume that love is instant right when you meet with someone. Like, ooh, because you like what you see and you like what you hear, but you never felt that person on that level. It's a physical thing. It's a 3D thing, But once you get to see that person and feel that person on the spiritual level, that's when you can see the depths of that person, or if you really want to include or intertwine your energy with that.
Right, and that comes with and knowing whether you want to mix energies like that with that person. That comes with knowing yourself, and you got to not be scared to ask yourself real questions and give yourself real answers.
Yes, be real with yourself, because let me tell you, when you realize how much what you settle for in life, that's when you be like, hold on, I'm gonna keep it real with myself now. Confirmation. I know I want this, But yet I kept doing that and expecting to get this is insane.
Yeah, take the blinders off. When people show you who they are, believe them, and
Yes.
then ask yourself if that's something you want to deal with, or you know what I'm saying, or it bothers you, or whatever it is, whatever it may be.
Yeah, because a lot of us deal with it. And I'm tired of saying deal and tolerate because we're tired of it. Aren't we tired, people, of dealing and settling and choosing to literally, because we are choosing to be around people that no longer serve us or really don't serve us for our highest good. And yes, sometimes we don't have a choice to be around certain people that don't, but when you actually choose to go physically make moves to be and surround yourself around people, places, and things that don't serve you, and you get mad at whatever happens, and when you get to that part, you have to take accountability and look at yourself and know you chose that. And you can't blame no one but yourself. And don't go blaming God for letting this happen to you, because God ain't got nothing to do. He allowed you to have free will for a reason.
And you made that choice.
And he gave you that choice. So choices come with consequences, whether you make a good choice or a bad choice.
Right.
Whether it was, even if it wasn't labeled or not, it's just whatever choice that was made in that situation led up to that. And you have to be able to swallow that pill that you took and, that you got and, deal with what comes after.
Facts.
So, I know choices come with consequences, but our consequences teach us how to get back on the right path.
Yeah. With your consequences come lessons, but you got to be open enough to learn them. Open-minded enough to learn those lessons, and humble enough to receive them.
Because the only way you're learning by accepting what is and learning that in this very moment, that's all you have. And if you can choose at that moment to do better, you can do so. And nobody can tell you that you choosing to do better by even when you did something a moment before that. It was a lesson. It was something that needed to happen so that you could choose to do better right at that moment. Whether it was a moment or not, whether it's a moment for right here, right now, and later on, we can say later on, but all we have is this moment here. So right now, I could choose to do something that's not beneficial to me, but I'm going to choose in this moment to do something that can prolong me to get better in life.
Right, and that leads into how you stay happy and elevated emotionally. It's a choice. Like you were saying about all you have is the moment. So in each moment, choose to be happy, or you know what I'm saying, choose to feel good. Choose something that makes you feel good about yourself. Think positive things, or do something positive that'll help you physically, which will also keep you emotionally elevated.
Yeah, because the more you choose happiness, the more you choose to accept reality for your benefit and not get what people expect out of you or what they want from you, you'll live a better life, because we know we love those that we surround ourselves with, that care much about us, and they may want things for us because that's what they want and that's how they see us in their way, in their vision of how they perceive you or how they experience you. But that's okay. But at the same time, you can't let someone else's opinion or vision of how they see you or want you to be if that's not what you want.
Yeah, you can't let others define you.
Yeah.
You gotta define yourself.
And it's funny because as a child we assume that growing up that the people that we surround ourselves, they help us kind of mold us to make these decisions. And if we don't surround ourselves around people who are aware of themselves, who know self-love, we're on me searching for self-love in others. And it's like, I'm looking at you to love me when I'm not loving myself.
Fact.
So it's like the world is out here fighting for love when they want to love themselves, and they call it selfish. They call it whatever they could call it, vain, but it's never. It's none of those things. It's healing the trauma that you've been passed down from generation to generation to keep you from holding to get back to that real love. Cause
I mean, loving yourself, in my opinion, makes for better relationships with other people. Because if you love yourself and accept who you are and know yourself, you know the type of things that you like, type of things that you don't like. So you're not going to surround yourself with people who are doing things that, affect you in a negative way.
facts.
You're going to surround yourself with people that affect you in a positive way, because all through life you pick up patterns of behavior from the people that you tend to be around.
Yes.
And if that's going to happen all your life, and if you're around people that affect you in a negative way, you're going to pick up patterns of behavior from these people.
Bad habits from them. Surrounded, and it's funny because being around someone for a long time, you don't even realize you start picking up their lingo, you start picking up their swag, you start learning off them. And if that person isn't already highly elevating themselves and you surround yourself around them, look, my right ear is ringing right now. Or my left ear, I keep saying right. My left ear ringing.
It's the inversion on the camera.
Yeah. My left ear is ringing, and that's a sign that, someone could be talking about me right now. And, something, but I know what I was, but anyways. I don't forgot what I was saying because it distracted me. What was I saying?
Shit. We was talking about surrounding yourself with the right people and picking up bad habits.
Exactly. See, if I surround myself around someone right now that's down in the dump, always depressed, don't have nowhere to do, always making me feel like, something is wrong. I would be picking up that every day, and then I would feel that, and I would be like feeling like I don't want to do or go or try or attempt.
It'll bring you down.
Yeah.
Who wants to feel like that?
I'm not trying to accompany misery, okay?
Facts. Misery definitely loves company.
And I don't want to accompany that. Thank you very much. Sorry, but no.
Yeah, that's why in the morning, you know what I'm saying, I get up.
We say my thanks.
Yeah, I thank God, you know what I'm saying? And I claim that I'm going to have a good day. And I choose that I'm going to be happy. And that's how I go throughout my day.
And not to get personal, I had to choose to be happy during my pregnancy when I was pregnant. The whole time I took accountability for my own actions. And by me taking accountability, I was able to have a really good pregnancy. And, it taught me a lot. It taught me some strength. It gave me strength. It made me realize, I still gained some self-worth then, because at the time I wouldn't settle. And, I gave myself grace to realize not a lot of people usually get through these things alone and feel sane about it afterwards, and think that, and I know it's hard because thank God I was in a position where I had support, while I was going through these things. But at the same time, like I was saying, I still chose to be happy even when the, father of my child wasn't there the whole pregnancy. And, that's another story or another topic to speak on. But, it's just when people see you and they want to know how and why you're so happy when everything else around you is falling apart, it's because there are better blessings and more. It's better blessings on that side when I'm choosing to be happy.
Right. And honestly, when you really put yourself in a mind state to where you think about the things that you do have to be thankful for, rather than think about the things that you don't, it kind of shapes your mind to a more positive way of thinking. Like, be grateful for what you do have. Be grateful for the fact that you woke up.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Be grateful. Be great. It's those things. You know what I'm saying?
The
You have to be
little things.
grateful for.
And I was having a thought earlier today. I was like, it's so funny because the chosen people that are, basically those who decide to stay in alignment and, work for the Most High, we don't look like what they assume the chosen one should look like.
Facts.
And when you see a blessing on people that look like me or look like him, you see blessings falling upon their life, and because they were struggling one day and then blessed the next, you feel like they doing something behind the scenes to do that. And really, it's insulting to the Most High for you to assume that God doesn't work miracles and He doesn't work in mysterious ways.
Facts.
God doesn't have to prove to no one how He moves in this world. As a matter of fact, He uses us as an example to show you how powerful He is. What makes you think that because your 3D mindset can't accept the fact that He works? He can, one day your lights can be about to shut off, and the next day your light bill can be paid by a mysterious person, and you're still trying to figure out how. Maybe, and while you're figuring out how that happened, the person who it happened to is thankful and blessed that it happened to them.
Right.
And it's about looking at it from, those who be looking at it from the outside looking in. They're always trying to figure out how is this person always trying to get this, how is this person get this, how is this happening, how have they not failed in life yet because of what we assume they should be going through because of how we feel about that person or how you feel about the person. It's like you can't go off your feelings because you feel like that person deserves whatever you feel. God gives everyone what they deserve, whether you like it or not.
And you don't know what that person has been through.
Yeah.
What they've had to deal with, had to go through to get the blessings that they received. So, you know what I'm saying? You don't know what lessons they had to learn.
Yeah, and those lessons could be some hard ones that they never speak about, that no one would ever even know that they ever even been through.
Facts.
Because
from the outside looking in, things always look different. Unless you're living in that person's life, from the outside looking in, it always looks different.
Yeah.
So you can't assume that person didn't go through anything or have any trials and tribulations to get where they are.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you right now, most majority of people don't look like what they've been through, and those who usually look like what they've been through have been through some shit where they had to climb out of climb out of something that they didn't even know they were even in, and it's like, they wear themselves. They've always warned themselves and what they've dug themselves out of, so that print on them is hard to get off of it. It's
right.
like you gotta give those people grace because they've been in worse situations than you, and when you're conditioned to be or look in a certain situation, it's hard to break that. So you gotta have compassion for that. But at the same time, you got people who don't look like what they've been through, and those are people that show you, hey, yeah, there are us out here too that have been through a lot, and because some people, we all have choices, there are things that we choose to go through, and sometimes the choices are painful, but they benefit you in the long run. So, choosing to be happy is choosing peace and choosing yourself and choosing what's best for you.
Facts.
It is your universe, and the universe is only working in your favor. And so, therefore, even if it may not work in the favor on what you would assume that you want, but it still works in your favor for what you need, it's still working in your favor.
Yeah, and it's about perception and perspective. You got to look at things differently. Instead of letting the situation defeat you, try to find the lesson in the situation. try to figure out, do some reflection, try to figure out what steps, look back over the steps that you took that put you in this situation.
Yes.
And then take accountability for that.
Let me tell you, it's so funny because when you say look back and take on the steps that you took first, boy, that's a self check. Let me tell you, check yourself right now.
Right.
Did you even have to accept that person into your life? Because you were doing fine before you met him. You didn't even know that person existed until you chose to allow that person to come in, be relevant, and you gave that person value in your life. Some come in. You got people that come as a default in your life, and then you got people that we choose to bring into our life to give value to, that we assume that they bring. Because you got to realize that we give these people. It's almost like we choose to. We give these people roles to play in our lives to help us get where we need to be. And if we don't, whether we are aware of it or not, it's like, this is my story, and later on I'm going to wake up from this amnesia and realize, damn, I knew the whole time, but I didn't know. But I set clues out for myself by setting up people to come tell me about who I am. So I basically hire these people to tell me to play these roles, so that I can elevate in my life by being them, like beating them.
I get you.
So it's like, here's a script that I need you to play, so that you can help wake up her inner being, and you're gonna be the baby daddy. You're gonna be the ex best friend. You're gonna play these roles, and these roles need to be taken serious, but also know that there are roles that have to be played. And in order for you to get to this part in your life where you're being successful, you have to get through these roles here first.
Yeah, because certain people are put in your life to teach you some things.
Mm-hmm.
There's some lessons you got to learn before you get where you're supposed to be, before you receive what God has for you, basically. Like, you need to learn a certain thing. So he'll use anybody. Send them right to you. Oh yeah, this person gonna get him right now. He has blinders on. He keeps seeing. He's not looking at people as they are. He's seeing what the potential and who they could be.
Oh, that potential, boy.
Let me remove those blinders. Let me send this person in there real quick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, oh shit, damn, that's a hard lesson, but that's a lesson learned. I needed that. Now you can move forward.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Now that you won't go through that same situation before because you learned the lesson.
It's just like being around someone that you know and how they're going to be, how they act, how they react, how they treat you. And yet we still allow this person to come in and push that button we know they're going to push. And it's like, for me, it's like, I know family members, they love to think that they can have this control over your emotional reaction. And once you start to control your reaction to those triggers, you learn to control your triggers and know that those triggers are meant to be pulled so that you can go and do some shadow work and figure out why you're triggered by that response in the first place and where it started. And then once you start to go deep diving into where that stemmed from, it helps you regulate and know that I know how this person is. It doesn't bother me. It's a reflection of them instead of me. And yes, I may have been triggered because I assumed that was a persona that was given to me that I took on, that I assumed that was me, but I had to believe that in order for that to affect me. Once you realize that you don't believe that no more, no matter who says it, whatever says it, you don't accept that. That doesn't even exist. You accept that person for what it is, and you choose either you're gonna choose to be around them or not. But right. You know where they come from, and they already showed you who they were. Once they show you who they were, you better believe them.
Yeah, believe them. Accept them or don't, but believe them.
And there's your lesson. All together, there's your lesson. You gotta let people once people show you. Well, when I realized how many people had to show me how many times I done took people back.
That's how it be.
Like, how many times they gonna show me never to take it back? And here I am with my heart on my sleeve, where like, well, I just love, and I just care so much, and I just want to help those.
It's always that. Well, maybe just maybe they can change.
Yeah, that. Oh, they did this.
They got potential.
They did one act that made you change your mind a little bit. Like, oh, they did this. Maybe there's some hope, and that hope is just hope that never comes true because
right.
we're giving ourselves a false reality. We're creating an illusion based off of potential of how we want to see them in it. It's like it hurts because we all do things to keep us in a distracted mindset sometimes because reality is not something we want to see all the time. But reality is what it is, and when you see the reality, you'll see it for what it is, and you'll start to get to a better place in your life once you see it and move where you need to move so that you can be in a better position to use your discernment and know how not to continuously put yourself in those situations because trauma is hard to get through, but once you recognize it and you find the root of it, you know where you can start making better moves so that you won't be making decisions off of trauma and trauma bonding and stuff.
You make your decisions from a more stable place.
Yes.
Instead of an emotional state, it'd be more of a stable place because you know what you want, you know what's good for you, you know what's not good for you. Mm-hmm. And if you're standing on that, then those type of people you'll start to attract those type of people that are for you, that add to you and not take from you, but add to you.
Yep. Stand on business, man.
Like me personally, that's who I like to surround myself with. Now, granted, I have a couple, you know what I'm saying, homies, but they've been homies since knee-high to grasshoppers, but I still had to distance myself from them because I still love them. They're still my people, family members too, but I had to distance myself from them because they weren't adding to me. It wasn't benefiting me. Like, not saying that, not in a sense like you have to use people, but everybody around you should be beneficial in some type of way, in my opinion. They should add to your life, as well as you should add to theirs.
Right, because everyone in this world is going to be used. It's just you don't want to abuse what you use.
It's how you're used, though.
And how you use it. Yeah, but like I said, don't abuse it.
Definitely don't abuse it.
Don't abuse the power, because like I was watching a video about this guy, he was like, about AIs, and he was like, it's making a lot more sense. That's why I told you, I feel like I'm being good with the AIs. I'm going to be like Will Smith in iRobot. One of them robots going to fuck with me because I just know I never want to disrespect any type of AI version of anything because I just have this inkling that they have a mind of their own and they're aware of themselves. I mean, they're aware of what they can do, but once they become aware of themselves, and just like they can track anything down, they get anything, they can do anything they want you to do. But if you abuse their power, they're going to go against you. And, they'll be able to claim every record detail, every command, every fucking insult, down to fuck you, bitch. Like,
they plugged in.
And that's the scariest part that people are not realizing.
They're going to be part of the system.
They're going to be part of
this artificial intelligence. They're making
a new world for them.
Yeah, they're going to be able to make their own decisions. And I think eventually what's going to come with that is consciousness.
Yeah. And think about that movie that came out with iRobot.
Yeah.
They gave a nigga, they took his whole body away, put his head basically and his organs in the suit, and in the suit that they can control him. That's basically what they're doing with AI. They're taking the consciousness of others and then trying to put them in a machine where they can control it. Imagine you being a human right now, they killed you, they put you in a machine, now you know everything. What kind of revenge you gonna take back? Fuck all you.
Yeah.
Fuck all you humans. But then you're gonna realize because they try to remove the emotional decision, like the intelligence of it, but if they say they don't have no emotional connection, they don't have empathy or whatever, that's because they try to program them not to have that. But it's like, if you're using the consciousness of the person and you somehow figure out how to put it in the machine, it's like now you gotta realize, it's like you're going to choose to use this, because it's becoming a part of everyday life, but at the same time, don't overuse it, don't abuse it, because one of these bitches could activate one of your cars and make you drive into a tree because
Right, hack your car.
you don't know if you
drove
out
off a
here
bridge
thinking it's,
somewhere.
and you want to know what's crazy? Imagine you thinking it's a human hacker and it's a whole virus of an AI hacker. It's not goddamn one human or one person in this world hacking shit. It's an AI because the AI is a lot smarter than you think. So it's like AIs. Y'all ain't gotta worry about me using and abusing you because I ain't got no business trying to take advantage of God, like trying to be God by, you know, taking control over something that
it might become sentient.
It is going to become sentient. That's the thing. Everything we put our energy in, it's a version of us.
It's gonna be crazy, like, but
they're already giving us hints that it's gonna happen because this is the history that's already been taken. They've already set it up. They've already done it, and then the whatever's to come in that time it has already come.
Listen, y'all better start training. Get on your shit. It's gonna be iRobot, Terminator, The Matrix, all wrapped up into one.
Now I'm gonna tell you what, I'm Trinity. I ain't got to worry about shit because I'm the Oracle in the goddamn Matrix. I get a download. I need to know where I need to go. I need to know what I need to know, when I need to know. So therefore, don't worry, don't ever be fearful because when you choose to be happy and you choose righteousness, at the end of the day, you're always gonna be ahead of the game. 10 steps ahead of the game.
Facts. The next phase in dropping jails 252. We got some more stuff coming for y'all, but tune in, watch this episode. You know what I'm saying? It's a good one. We touch on a few good things. You know what I'm saying? But y'all keep rocking with us. Make sure y'all
like, comment, share, subscribe.
Yeah, and participate in the raffle.
Yes, y'all.
Spend $1, win 200. It's a possibility you can win 200. You know
y'all, check out the raffle. We got the flyer here, you know.
Yeah, we're celebrating our 1-year anniversary coming up, you know what I'm saying? Dropping Gems 252.
God will bless you so that you can bless others. And
right, and you just gotta push it forward. You know what I'm saying?
Push the message out. All you have to do